Hey guys, on NSA85. Today I'm going to show you how to clean and disassemble the entire bolt for an AK. This one specifically is for an AK-47 variant. Pretty much be the same thing for an AK-74. So, tools you're going to need, I would recommend the punch that comes in one of the cleaning kits for an AK. This usually goes in the buttstock. This is made for it and it works perfectly. A small needle nose pliers, some very long Q-tips, and then something to clean with. I'm going to try out Ballistol. Ebomi told me about this and lent me a can, and I really like it so far, so I'm going to use this to clean this up. So let's go ahead and get started by disassembling the bolt. Now, just to run around with the bolt here, you should hear your firing pin rattle. That is a good sign. A better way to test it is to just hold it in your hand, and if it free falls, which this one is, it's a little sticky though, then you know that everything's fine inside. Now, this is your extractor. This is the part that ejects the empty casing. This is the firing pin on the bolt face. This is the back of the firing pin that gets struck by the hammer. Now you have two pins in here. One you can see right here, and the other one is inside here. The first pin we're going to take out is the pin that contains the firing pin. So you're just going to take your punch, and it goes across this way. If you were to look, here's where it goes in. It goes across the bolt face like this. So you're just going to put your punch in here and just push, and it'll come right out the other side. And the firing pin will drop right out. Now, to get the extractor out, you have to take this other retaining pin out. So for this one lays across diagonally like this. We're going to go ahead and right back here, and just, you want to put your thumb over the extractor because it is under tension, and same thing, just push that right out. Okay? So now we got that retaining pin and the extractor out. Now, if it doesn't come out with it, there's also a spring underneath the extractor. So now your bolt is completely disassembled. So let's go ahead and get it cleaned. So we got all our pieces here. We got our extractor, spring, firing pin, and our two retaining pins. And here's our bolt. Now, something very, very important here. Do not lubricate or leave any lubrication on the bolt face. Do not lubricate or leave any lubrication on the firing pin or the firing pin channel. There's no need for any lubrication. That should be dry. Now, you can use cleaning items on these, but you want to make sure that they're nice and dry when you're done. Wipe everything off after you have it clean. So for beginners, just to show you how dirty this channel is, we'll go ahead and run one of these long Q-tips down the firing pin channel. Yeah, there's some boogers definitely. So what I'm going to do is spray this down. Okay, and get that soaking. Now the other spot too is where the extractor usually is, right here. This gets full of stuff, so I'm just going to fill that up real nice. Yeah, you can already see the difference in color here. Just take your Q-tip and get all the boogers out. Ugh. Now this is actually the first time I have cleaned my bolt entirely since I got it, and I have probably fired in excess of 2,000 rounds through this one. This is my Lancaster, so it's good to clean this every once in a while. You don't have to do it every time, but it doesn't hurt to do it every time too. And if anything, it just makes you more proficient at disassembling and cleaning your bolt, and there's nothing wrong with that. You should always know your firearms inside and out. That's my opinion anyway. Run through the channel again. And these long skinny Q-tips you can find at any drugstore. I think I got like 100 of them for 80 cents from just a local drugstore, so they're not hard to come by, and they definitely come in very handy. And it's just like cleaning the bore of a rifle. You just want to keep doing it until it comes out somewhat clean. And I think we're just about there. Maybe one more. Yep, that's pretty clean. So I'm going to put a little bit more ballast on here and let that sit over here. Take my extractor, firing pin, clean these two. I got enough on my gloves here, I can just put it on my fingers like this. The spring nice. Oh yeah. That extractor was a little grimy. You can use the other end of the Q-tip to go in the channels of the pins, and you can push out any gunk that's in there too. If you want more surface area to clean inside where the extractor goes, just wrap one of your 30 cal swabs around the Q-tip and put it in there, kind of fold it over, and then just twist it. I find that will get it usually all the way in there and to the bottom. You can also use the other end for getting in right along the edge here. This side. Because yeah, you can definitely get some major grime off there. On the ejector, the place where it's going to be the most gunked up is right in here. And this is where the shell casing rim sits. So you may end up needing some type of pick or something non-marring to the metal to be able to get in there and dig out all the gunk that's in there. I got quite a bit out on mine, and that'll definitely help with extraction. If you're having extraction problems, you might want to check this area, but definitely get in that spot right there. So you got everything clean, and just a little extra step here just to make sure that the inside of that channel is dry and the firing pin is dry. I just have some basic alcohol, and alcohol is a great degreaser, so I'm just going to put a little bit on this Q-tip and make one final run down the channel here, and that will make sure that there is no oil or lubrication left in there. You just don't need it. Same thing for the firing pin. I would consider that nice and dry and degreased. So let's go ahead and get it back together. Okay, so you're going to need your punch again. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the spring back inside the extractor. Like so. And you can see that spot there. Plop it in, as you can see there. Okay, so we went ahead and put the extractor back in, and as you can see, the curved side of the extractor is facing the rest, so it makes us a complete circle. Okay, do you see that? Now push down on the extractor after it's lined up, and then put this pin in. Now where the needle nose comes in is when you get it in far enough and the extractor is contained, you can take your needle nose and, not marring it, but you can twist this so it's in correctly. Now if you can see, this bottom half is level with this bevel right here. So that's how you want it to face. So you have the curved part making a complete circle, goofy pin on the right, the weird half facing down, and when you put it in, you want to twist it so this lines up with this. Once it's like that, go ahead and push it all the way in. Like so. This is where the other pin goes, and as you can see, there's no problem with it going through. If this is twisted the wrong way in any way, you won't be able to put this in. So it's just trial and error. You should get it if you watch this. or just push it back out, try it again. So let's go ahead and get our firing pin and the other retaining pin in. So for the firing pin, there's two sides. You have the shelf side, well I like to call it, and then the curved side. There's the curved, there's the shelf side. Now here's the hole for where the retaining pin goes, and you want the firing pin to sit in there like this, so it catches on that, the shelf catches on that pin, therefore not being able to come out. So you slide it in. So here I'll slide it in the wrong way so you can see here. See, you won't see how it's blocked through that hole. You won't be able to get the pin in, but if you turn it, there's the correct way. Now you can get the pin through. So make sure it's faced the right way. Take your retaining pin, put it in the hole, and push it through. You may need to use your punch just to lightly make sure it's in. There. Now everything's clean and put back together properly. The firing pin is nice and free floating inside there. And it looks pretty nice. I got a lot of grime out of there, especially in the extractor area. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, need some life advice, please leave a comment or send me a PM. I'm really good about getting back to you. So with that said, have a good night. See you later.